Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be taking a look at Open Master League here with Groudon. It is going to be 100% IV and Best Buddy equipped. And we're going to be pairing it up with Dialga and Giratina. Yes, we're going to be weak to Fairy or Charm in the back, but we're still able to handle those to some degree. It's not like they resist the moves that we do have, specifically Iron Head, Shadow Ball. Giratina can actually put up a pretty good fight up against them, and so can Dialga here. So let's see what we have, folks. You really knocked it out of the park for my last video, hitting that like button and letting you know that, yes, we're at a 50-50 watch for subscribers and non-subscribers. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos, and you can turn that bell notification on and see when I upload every single time. And, well, you're going to be able to see it first, right? Anyways, with that said, let's get into it here, folks. So we're going to be taking a look at a 10-0 run here. And then we were able to actually go beyond that and do a couple. It did end at about 11. We're going to take a look at a few extra battles here and see what we have going on. We're on a roll. It was to the point where I didn't even realize I was doing so well because it was Go Battle Day and I was kind of in a rush because I was trying to do something. So I was not necessarily trying to get them done as fast as possible, but I wasn't really paying attention. Let's just put it that way, basically. So I ended up just doing very well, and it was a good time. I had to go back and look in the journal like, hold on, did we actually just do that? And we will take a look at that as well. So anyways, let's see what we have going on here. Now, the nice thing about this team, or at least going into the Master League Open, is you can't mistakenly go into the Master Premier because, well, you can't bring them in there. All right, let's see what we have going on here. Weak connection. Oh, yeah, you gotta love it. Met with Azacia. We're going to go ahead and throw this Earthquake right off the bat here. Now, 100% IV Dialga with Best Buddy equipped. That Earthquake is ridiculous. Now, you don't have to have 100% Best Buddy to be doing a lot of damage. If you do have some sort of a level 50 or level 47 or 48 Groudon, you're still going to be doing a lot. But that's just the maximum damage there. All right, so we're going to take them out. Great. They're going to be bringing in a Palkia here. So I decided to swap because I don't really want to let it go down quite yet. And we still have kind of two Pokemon that can go up against it. Although our Giratina is going to have a little bit of trouble because of that Dragon Breath, right? So they're going to be swapping into their own Dialga here. And at this point, I'm just thinking I kind of just need to get the shield. They're probably not going to shield this thing up here, I would assume, because it's a little bit low. It's kind of pointless to do so at this point. And then it'll just leave their Palkia completely vulnerable. So we're going to be okay because we're doing a ton of Dragon Breath damage. So since we're getting them this low, that's perfectly fine. We'll be able to handle it with our Giratina ourselves here, no problem at all. Even though it's not super effective, we're still going to be able to bring them down low enough. So I do swap into the Groudon here, throw a Fire Punch, and it's funny because they actually call it. At this point, it doesn't really matter if they called it or not. It's pretty much a wrap at this point with that much health. So we're letting that go, and we will be letting this go as well, calling the Aqua Tail and finishing them off with a Shadow Claw here. So this team has worked for me quite a few times. It's a very solid team, and the thing about it is, sure, I can keep on rising up, and I'm going to tell you, I did go, I was 11, and then I started to lose, then I went 3, then I went 0-5, and then I went 0-5. It's like, what in the hell is this non-consistency BS crap? You can't sit here and tell me, all right, look, some people will because I already know. I put the post on Twitter, and there's always those people. I have a lot of haters. These people just cannot shut up. But I just feel like the consistency is not there. If you're winning 10 games in a row because you are playing well and you are getting bad leads, sometimes, not everything was going to be a great lead, but you were, pulling off some not so great leads and still making it happen and getting a 10 or at least 11-0, and then all of a sudden you hit a wall with hard counter front, middle, back. It becomes a little suspicious, you know what I'm saying? But we'll leave it at that there. Going up against Togekiss, so yeah, the thing about Groudon is it's so tanky and it can spam Fire Punch so fast that it actually works out quite nicely going up against Togekiss. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and swap, taking a lot of damage. So this is kind of one of those situations where I'm going to have to really see if I can pull this off here. They're bringing back their Melmetal here, and we're going to let all this go. We still have one shield. They got 0 left. Obviously, we're going to be throwing these Shadow Balls. Now, what we can do to make this happen is just bring them low enough here. It's going to get pretty close, but see the Giratina or the Dialga. Gosh, all three of these things' names are going to be freaking tripping me up. Groudon. I don't know why. It's like, when a parent has like multiple kids and they keep calling them the wrong name. I remember my mom or dad would say like literally all of my relatives' names before they got my name. It was like, oh, I'm last, huh? Just joking. It's, how it goes. So we take that win there. And we're looking good. Okay, moving it on to the next one here. What are we going to see? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You already know what it is. So a Melmetal is one of the best leads for Groudon here. They're going to basically only be able to throw Superpower. And at that point, it's basically retreat or just let it go down with the ship here. So I don't throw it immediately, and I don't throw Earthquake first because I thought they were going to catch, and I just wanted to be a little bit careful. Because with this Go Battle League lately, it's really, really weird. Sometimes they'll be able to sneak a quick move through. Even when I'm hitting my bubbles, I'm like, okay, they snuck their quick move through, but they got another one through. They can't even look at their screen right now. I mean, what's going on here with this? It's like that shield phase. But anyways, it's so silly. Anyway, they're bringing in an Excadrill here, and this is a little bit of an interesting situation here, but I think we'll be okay because, well, Groudon can handle that, and so can Giratina. Let's see what we're going to bring in. Groudon, okay. So we can take a drill run here. We still have 2 shields, but yeah, definitely going to go ahead and shield that up because it would have been a couple of more quick moves before they do take us out. Excadrill may be small and may not be able to take a hit too well, but sure does hit like a freaking truck, more like an elephant. All right, so they're bringing, we've got another one of this Togekiss situations here in the back, and this is why we kept on working with it, because you just can't be afraid to throw your dragon in there, at least the Giratina with Shadow Claw. If it had Dragon Tail, yeah, it's pretty much a wrap for you. You're not going to be looking too great. But since we have that Shadow Claw, we're farming down, and we're taking that win. Now, the reason why we did that is because they did have a shield left, and it would have been pointless, and we need to get those extra quick moves through. And sometimes that really does matter. When you stop to throw a quick or a charge move, it stops you from getting an extra quick move through. And if you weren't going to get to the second one anyways to take them out, you might as well kept on going. I like to explain that sometimes. I don't know if I'm butchering the hell out of it, but I'm pretty sure some of you or most of you got what I'm saying. All right, so we got Giratina up against this Groudon here. This is an okay matchup, nothing too threatening. I mean, Earthquake just does a ton of damage to everything unless you're flying or grass, which there's very few grass Pokemon in here. You got a few Venusaurs once in a while, Zarude, and that's pretty much it for now. All right, so we're winning this matchup without having to use a shield. And immediately going for, tell me I went for Shadow Ball. Ominous Wind, thinking we could get to another one. And they snipe me with Zekrom. Okay, you want to play that snipe? Get him. So we'll bring in Dialga and just go to Dragon Breath Town here. And you could already see they backed out right as I threw this, as the wind did come up at the bottom here. We need one more until we hit that 100. Something that I did that was a little bit of a mistake was I hit 100 and I didn't actually claim the rewards. And I kept on winning, so oops, could have made some more progress on the next step, but didn't collect that, so just a little heads up. I also want to take this time to thank all my Patreon members. I really appreciate your support. Got the new names going up there for you. Every time somebody does become a new patron, I try to keep that up to date. And if your name is still up there and you're not a patron anymore, you supported me at one point in time. I guess I'll update it one day. I'm not too worried about it. It's not like, oh, they don't support me anymore, I got to take their name down. Just think of it as like a wall of fame or something like that. I guess if you put, whatever, you know. I'm not trying to be over here being all nitpicky like, oh, they don't support, got to take them down. I appreciate you supporting me in the past and present, all that good stuff. Also, I do have a tip down below and a members. So shout out to my members for being a member. And I do have those images that I did put in there. So the longer you are a member, your image will change as time goes on to indicate that you've been a member for a while. So a little bit of a fun thing there, because a lot of people are saying, how can I support you? Well, there you go. Anything is welcome. Anyways, enough of my panhandling here. Let's get into the battles. What's going on? But no, so seriously, thank you to everybody. Up against Lugia, and this is that Dragon Tail, and that tankiness is just killer. Lugia is a solid Pokemon. Just a solid Pokemon for sure. I prefer Shadow, although the regular one is fine. So we bring in Groudon, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to farm him down, or them, or whatever the case is. I'm farming them down. But that's not the case. They're going to retreat and bring in their Melmetal here and start throwing those superpowers as much as possible. So me thinking, yeah, that's going to start to add up. Yes, it's going down in attack, but it is going to eventually start to add up, and I need to hold on to this health. And the Lugia comes in, and I know they're not going to be able to get to a Aeroblast, so we're going to get to a Fire Punch, and that's going to be about a wrap. And there you go. Taking that win, Groudon handling the Flyers with his Fire Punch and its spammy Mud Shot. Let's go, and there's that 100 battle. Continuing on here, you saw that 5-0 in the beginning, and we're moving on to the next set, so we're pretty good here. I immediately swap into my own Giratina up against theirs. When I did have a Groudon, typically you would stay. It's not like, oh no, I gotta, swap and lose this advantage and get countered by a Togekiss or Dialga or something. So technically, you kind of want to stay there, but I wouldn't because we're going to get a 10 or at least 11-0. So we're shielding up an Ominous when I figured as much. So at this point, I'm thinking they're going to probably double shield if we're going to go, yeah, 2 Shadow Balls, and they're going to be able to farm me down here. Which is, yeah, they're basically going to get a shield in return unless I just let it go. And I do believe I'm just going to let it go with Dialga. See if we can farm them down here. Come out with a lot of energy. Oh, yeah, this is the satisfying one. I'm going to be hitting a Draco here so in a bit. I'm pretty sure. Do you even do your own battle? Do you even remember your own battles? Okay, no, never mind. It's not the one. Okay, anyways, they're bringing in Mewtwo shieldless. We're going for the Earthquake, and all we really need to do is shield this up, get to the Fire Punch, and then we're going to be able to handle that Melmetal with ease here. Plus, the Dialga does have energy if something just go south or something. We freeze up, and all of a sudden they gain a bunch of energy. As far as the lag is concerned for Go Battle Day, I saw the people, you guys are saying it was kind of bad. This is just me, and I'm not saying it's fixed, but for the day, it wasn't really that bad for me. I guess I don't know what's going on. I'm getting good odds lately here, but there's definitely some putters now and again. It's definitely not as bad as a couple of days ago when it was just literally almost unplayable. I don't know what the hell was going on. It was crazy. Anyways, up against a Mewtwo, what's going on here? We're going to get shield right off the bat, and that's fine. Typically, I would like to go for a Fire Punch bait, but if they let it go, it's like, well, there goes that opportunity. You might as well just go for 2 Earthquakes because all you're going to have to do is let the first one go, shield the second one, go for the next Earthquake, and if they don't shield this up, they're going down unless they want a double shield. So let's see what happens here. Double shielding sounds good. So we do have the Dialga and Giratina in the back that can both handle this with pretty good ease, although we do need to look out for Shadow Ball with the Giratina, so I think I do bring in the Dialga here. And again, if we have a Togekiss or something in the back, we really don't need to worry about it too much since their shields are down, and Giratina can handle it because of the Shadow Ball and its Shadow moves that are not resisted by the Fairy type and Flying. And they're good. Oh, here you go. This is the Draco. Okay, I was a little bit soon here, but knew what was going to happen. It's hitting that, swapping into our Giratina and farming them down. What is in the back? A Landorus. They back out. We take the win, looking good and keeping this win train going, folks. Let's go. Moving it on to the next battle. Like, where are the really bad leads? We're not getting like the best leads around here. I got a Kyogre lead for you. It's raining. It's coming. It's bringing out the rain. It's the last boss or something like that. Anyways, we're up against a Garchomp, which is typically not the best matchup here, but if it does have Mudshot, it's going to be looking a lot better for you. I just personally find it more comfortable, but it does not have Mudshot as Dragon Tail. So, yep, that's the Dragon Tail damage going crazy here. We're going to let this go and calling it. Can we make it to Earthquake? We actually do, but I think they threw into Catch. Let's see what that was. If I'm not mistaken, they let it go, and they're still in there. So we bring in our Dialga, farm them down before they can get anything off, which is just perfect. They have a Melmetal. We immediately swap into our Giratina. And yeah, this isn't looking too good, isn't it? It's like, whoa, you're getting countered here. Yes. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, well, I still have 2 shields. It's going to be a pretty tough battle, but we should be able to pull this off here. So we're going to let this go, calling the Aqua Tail and still holding on to our shields. So the Thunder Shock on the Melmetal is not going to be doing too much. Yeah, we're pretty low. They're going to be able to farm us down. We're able to get to at least an Ominous win, which is some damage. Or a shield. No shield. Okay, that's fine. So bringing in the Dialga. Now we have to look out for Superpower. Now we can let the first one go, which is going to be obviously doing the most. And I figured most people would go for the bait at this point because we still have 2 shields, but they go right for the Superpower. I'm like, oh, so they've lowered their stats at this point. Now we do not need to go for Draco. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't need to go for Draco anymore and just take them out here. So that's how we're going to pull it off. Looking good. All right, folks, this is going to be 10 games in a row if we can pull this one off. So we're met with a Landorus Theron form. Now, this isn't bad. We've been here many times before. Basically, what we're going to want to do is wait for them to throw and see if it's Superpower. If it is, well, we start throwing our charge moves as well because they've just lowered their stats. Now, we can take another Superpower and things are getting a little bit close. Now, something, if you're going to do this, to keep in mind is to be careful of getting sniped by potentially Kyogre or something like that. So it doesn't look like it's going to be the last boss for the final 10 battle, the Kyogre, but it's definitely going to be a lead here in a minute, and it is going to be an interesting battle. So they're bringing in their Garchomp, and we're actually able to get to the Earthquake. After we do take out that Landorus, waiting for them to throw their superpowers, and we didn't even use a shield. Do you see how that does work? As long as you know your Pokemon and know what moves they can take, you're going to be looking good. I mean, if you know down to like a couple HP, some moves. I don't know for every single one for every Pokemon and exactly the damage I'm going to be able to take, but for the most part, I can gauge it because I do it every day. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you can too. I'm not saying I'm somebody special. You already know what I mean. It's just about playing it enough and understanding what you can do and what you can't. It's just muscle memory at that point, right? Alrighty, so what's going on here? Up against Melmetal, that's fine. We're just going to keep throwing these Shadow Balls. I'm not even going to try to bait here, I don't think. This is going to be easily taken. They can't take us out with quick moves. Going for the Shadow Ball, putting on this pressure here. Giratina, like I said before, absolutely something you want to power up. When it does come back, it's going to be getting its signature move probably this Halloween, as found in the data mine. Not saying it's going to come out, but it potentially will. Farming them down there and farming down the Garchomp, looking good. So when it does come back, go hard, okay? That's PokeAK approved, especially with its new move. And there is your 10-0. I don't know how much better it's going to be than Shadow Ball, or if it is probably going to be like some sort of really hard-hitting ghost move that could potentially be better for what? I don't understand. Maybe it has some sort of a ability that they're going to attach to it. They always swap everything out. Charm does nothing in the main series. In this game, it does so much. So I had to kind of go in here. I was like, I wasn't paying attention. Like, damn, I just got a 10-0. Okay. Let's keep this train going. Let's see if we can keep on winning. At this point, I'm thinking we're going to get hard countered. We're not going to be able to pull it back. All right, so we're not going to not try, but we're definitely going to keep it going. So let's see if we can go beyond 10 here. Met with a Zacian. Okay. Okay, sounds good to me. Oh, I will be actually excluding the battle that I lost because it really pissed me off. All right, I'm just going to say that. All right, so you're probably like, what do you mean? You should have just put it in. Like, come on. All right. Up against Zacian, getting a shield from a Fire Punch, and at this point, we haven't used a shield. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Seeing that they do have Play Rough, they swap into Landorus. We farm up a little bit extra and bring in our Giratina. I'm trying to make sure I say the name right. Giratina, Dialga, Palkia, Groudon, Kyogre. I don't really mix up Kyogre. I don't. It's kind of like, it kind of looks completely different, but they've all got those eyes. I don't know. I think that's it. Something to do with those like olive eyes. You won't unsee that after I said that. Olive eyes. Look at them. They do though, right? Anyways, they got a Yveltal, and I'm thinking, yeah, of course there's a Yveltal in this damn team. Now I gotta look out for Focus Blast. They hit me with a Dark Pulse, which we could have let go, but woulda, coulda, shoulda in the past. And we're hitting that last little bubble there that tried to escape, doing a little bit of a combo breaker and going for the Fire Punch. I really want to make this work. If I please tell me I left in the loss here. Is this the loss? No, looks like we're going to be able to pull this one off. Yeah, it's going to be really close. Yeah, throwing that there before they get to some sort of charge move, and we take them out. All right. Yep, that's definitely 11. All right. And I'm not talking Stranger Things. Let's keep it going here. Next battle. This is the Kyogre. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a great lead. Here are your bad leads. That's not good for us. Definitely could have went with the Giratina. But what would have happened is I would have bring in Dialga or something, and it would have been a counter. So I bring in this because it's usually proof. Even if they bring in an Excadrill, yeah, that's definitely not great, but that thing still takes a lot of damage, even from Iron Head. So we're putting up a fight here. We're going to let this go. I'm like, nah, I can't shield again. I'm just going to have to farm up, and I do bring in the Giratina at this point, and hopefully farm him down with Shadow Claw, and we do that successfully. Unfortunately, we did use a shield here. Immediately going for the Shadow Ball right off the bat here. What did they throw into the arena? A Zacian, and they're taking the damage. So basically what they just did there is they were using it as a kind of a shield, knowing they could take the damage, no problem. Better so than Lugia. So look at that damage. Nice, nice. Swapping into our Groudon, and I am determined to make this happen here. So let's see if we can do that. Going for the Fire Punch, and we got everything stacked against us. Now, the only thing I was looking for was that Shadow Ball connection. Since we hit that Shadow Ball, and they didn't shield up the Lugia, and looks like we're going to maybe be able to pull this one off here. It's looking really good. So they're pretty low. The Zacian, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking they do not have any energy. They may have like one quick move with the energy, and that's pretty much it. So we don't have to worry about getting spammed by anything here. So Groudon, for crying out loud, is putting in the work. For some reason, they stand still, probably in awe. Like, I can't believe this is a loss here. I go for Ominous Wind, getting nervous. I don't know why, but doesn't really matter. We farm them down and take the win. It was pretty much a win anyways there. We're looking. They had to have a little bit more energy to win that. All right, here we go. Final battle, and there it is, the final boss. So we have a horrible lead up against Kyogre, and then we swap, and they have a Groudon. So we're being countered front and back. This is a cool team, by the way. Groudon and Kyogre team, I've done it before. It's you know, iconic. It's really fun to have them both on your team, but you can't get jammed up pretty bad if you go up against some sort of a flying dragon. I don't know, Dragonite maybe, right? But you don't see Dragonites too often because freaking Dialga just runs rampant because of his damn steel typing. So we're actually going to be able to pull this win off here because, well, we just did. It's pretty crazy. They're able to get some farm, and this is all I needed to do. Now we're just going to bring in our Giratina, and they swap. And look at this team. Look at this team over here. What a beast. I love it how it's dark and it's raining too. So give it a like, folks, for this epic last battle here. Let's see what we have going on. Going for the Earthquake, and they're shielding it up, using their last shield, and now it's all down to basically my Giratina that we do have in the back. And we're actually able to get to an Earthquake, folks. Are you serious? This is the power of this bulky thing surviving with 1 HP and swapping. Well, we didn't look like we swapped, but immediately throwing it out. Well, I had no option. It was just going to do that. So I threw that because I'm not trying to get hit. And I'm thinking, okay, I had to take them out so we didn't have to use a shield so we can shield this up for a potential Blizzard, but they're not there yet. And this is going to be doing a ton. There's no way they can get to Blizzard. And now we're going to be able to take that win. And that's how you make that comeback there. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Really do appreciate the support. I really do, folks. You knocked it out in that last video. See if we can do it for this one as well. And there you have your Master Open battles. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all on the next one as we rise up. Take care.
Sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
Touch the gas. This is the best.